Bram, I believe, calling from Maryland. What's up, Bram? How can we help you?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Good.
Man, we are doing fantastic, Bram.
Good.
It's great to have you on the show, man.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I guess just to jump right into it, I was wondering about how would you guys advertise to like hyper local markets? Because the area that I'm in, we have neighborhoods like close by, nearby where I live, but I want to learn how to advertise to them. You know?
Okay. So great question. Can you tell me a little bit about your business? How long have you been in the business? What does your business look like this year in terms of how many deals you've done or revenue that you've generated?
Yeah, of course. So I've been in the business for about 5 years now.
Okay,
Um,
nice.
Yeah, 5 years. Yeah, and like this past year, I guess I'm not making too much. I'm making about like 40,000 hopefully, by
Okay.
the end of this year. Um, and I guess like I was when I found you guys online, I was like, dude, Reminder Media sounds like the perfect thing ever, like the best thing ever. So
Oh,
I
I
was
like
like,
the sound of this. No.
so I was definitely like, you know what? I'll definitely want to give it a try. I wanna, and I think it's definitely helping like create my influence around certain areas. But I was like,
Yep.
you know what? I instead of focusing on like the areas that I desire, I want to learn to like cope with the areas that I'm in. So I definitely wanted
Okay.
to understand
Yeah,
about
you
that.
want to own your neighborhood. How
Right.
many transactions have you done this year?
I have done eight. Yeah.
8 sales this year so far.
It's about one a
Yes.
month.
Okay, nice, awesome. You're not doing terrible, man. So that's
Thank
really
you.
good. I think 8 might be the average that an agent closes all year. So fantastic there. Okay, so you want to try to figure out how you dominate in the local neighborhoods that you live in. I'll give you kind of what we've seen agents do. So at Reminder Media, for those who don't know, we work with tens of thousands of real estate agents all over the country. We have a couple different specialties. One is geographic farming. So we do a lot of work with postcards for agents and then paid advertising through Facebook and Instagram.
Mhm.
So we have found that geographic farming is an incredible marketing strategy in order to make you the local expert. The key with geographic farming is you want to take a look at the neighborhoods that you live in, and a couple things you want to look at. One is you want to look at turnover rate. So turnover rate is essentially the number of homes that sale per year in the neighborhood that you're going after. And here's why. Just because you live close to a neighborhood doesn't actually mean that you should market to them, because what if nobody ever moves out of that neighborhood? Now, you already said you've seen some listings come up, which is a good sign. A good rule of thumb is you should look for neighborhoods that have at least a 6% turnover rate. So that means 6% of the homes that are in that area, they actually transact every year. So that's your market size. Is you go, oh, if there was 100 homes next to you, let's just say, that would mean 6 of them actually sell every year. And that's my target market size. I'm going to try to capture 6 listings out of this neighborhood. And the rule of thumb is 6%. You can do a little less than 6% if the price point is higher, because it allows you the money and income to market for longer without getting a deal. But usually you want to try to go for 6% or higher. So I would go look at your MLS and look at, okay, how many homes actually sell in these neighborhoods around me every year? And then you can Google this, or you can get this from the U.S. Postal Service, the number of rooftops on in that actual area that you're going after. And then you take the number of sales over the last 12 months, divide it by the number of rooftops, that gives you turnover rate. Second thing that you want to think about and look at is the actual frequency that you're marketing to that neighborhood. So everything in marketing is usually about frequency. And the reason why is because frequency creates familiarity. So how can you keep in touch with this neighborhood consistently enough to where they know, like, and trust you, and they think of you over the competition? There's this stat in real estate where 81% of sellers interview one agent before they
Oh,
choose that agent to sell their home. So the big lie out there in the industry, and this is something that you should always remember, the big lie is that you have to be the best. You do not have to be the best real estate agent. The big lie is that ultimately they're going to work with this person because it's their brother or whoever. No. The truth is they work with the people they think of first. And the reason why the brother or the brother-in-law or whatever gets the deal is not because they're the best. It's not because it's the brother. It's because they thought of that person first. 81% of the people choose the first agent they interview. So you need the frequency that gets you first. And I think it was Grant Cardone. The saying is Starbucks doesn't have the best coffee. They're just on every street corner. You've got to be that in the minds of all the people in this neighborhood. So we recommend at least one touch point a month. So that's 12 touches a year. But ideally, the best agents that we have seen, like Frank Casoldi, right, $60 million in volume every year. And I think he's Westfield, New Jersey, crushes it as an agent. Jordan Mott out in Silicon Valley he's already done $100 million in volume this year, and it's only in August, right? And he's out in Silicon Valley area. They're hitting their neighborhoods 2 times every month to Jordan does every 3 weeks. And so you've got to go, can I afford to hit these homes twice a month? And you might be thinking right now, because you're making, 35, 40,000, you don't have a lot of check equity to spend. So that means sweat equity. So how do you get known? How do you become the local market expert? You need to go door knock all your neighbors, bro.
Shake hands and kiss babies.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe not kiss the babies because that might come across really weird. But you need to shake some hands. Like you need to go door knock every single neighbor, right? And the way you need to approach them, and Cody, I'd love to get your take on this, is the way you need to approach them is value centric, right? You can offer them a free value of their home, and you can time it after a postcard is delivered or after a sale happens. So when one of those listings comes up in the neighborhood that you're going, man, I didn't get that listing, you can still be the educator to everybody else in that neighborhood. And I'm going to throw it to you, Cody, because I know you and your team, you guys do door knocking, you do circle prospecting, these type of things. What's been your experience in trying to execute on this?
Yeah, there's a couple different ways you can go with this. I'm going to go specifically like with a story from personal experience in my neighborhood. So what I would do is the way to add value is do some type of event as far as like a grilling, like a cookout, a summer, like, hey, I'm going to do a summer cookout here. Or what we've done, because we have kids, is we'll do a night where we all go together of getting candy from neighborhood houses. So we do like a chili cook-off, and then we go out and do Halloween candy. And that just gets people together. And then from there, you're just building a relationship with people. That is what real estate is, right? We're meeting as many people as possible, building relationships with them so we can add value to one of the most important things they can do, which is buy and sell houses. So my encouragement to you in the door knocking, yes, you need to do that. But what's the add value you can give that's even outside of real estate? And that's like, hey, I'm doing a cookout at my house 2 Saturdays from now. I would love to see you there and just get to meet you and know you and, go from there. Because then they're going to ask, hey, what do you do for work? Oh, I do this. And then you're going to be like, oh, I'm in real estate. I do this, blah, blah. And then you're starting this relationship to then be the person they know, like, and trust to future use. So that's what I've done. One of my neighbors, he didn't end up selling his house because it wasn't a smart idea. Just about a year ago, but he was going to use me for that. He ended up buying an apartment for an investment property, used our team for that. So just from a personal story, that is how, one, just because I'm a very extroverted person, I like to do it anyways. But in addition to that, for your business, that's how you're starting relationships. Gives you an excuse to knock on the door, right? And that's what you're looking for.
So let's break this down. Let me summarize it for you, Bram. So what you're going to want to do is look at your neighborhoods and make sure first that it's actually worth marketing to them by checking the turnover rate, that there's actually transactions that happen. You pretty much know it because you're seeing them, but you should always confirm that. Then second, you need to lay out a touch point plan. I've got to touch these neighbors. That sounded wrong. I've got to get out there
Kiss
and
these
get
neighbors.
I got to kiss these neighbors. I got to get out in front of these neighbors. Goal 2 times a month. And so if you can write a little check equity and send some mailers, that's great. That could be one of your touches. If you have no check equity to spend, meaning no money to spend on marketing, that's okay. You can get out there and door knock like Cody just walked through in his experience. You can invite them to an event. Then you have social media. And social media, the problem you have is that you're probably not friends with all your neighbors. That should be a goal when you're door knocking, is try to friend the people on Facebook, start a community group with Facebook. Yep. But you can be posting and become what I call is the local mayor, right, of your town. And the perfect example is, what are the restaurants close to you? Give people the top 10 restaurants that you believe are in the area. What are the churches that people should know about in the area? What are the gyms? Where are the local doctor's offices, the parks, the school districts? What does it cost to buy a home within the neighborhood you live in? That's a social post for you. What's the salary you need to make in order to be able to afford to live in this area? You know, how walkable is the area? What's the crime rates in the area? All these are searchable. You can go to ChatGPT, literally just, you know, basically spell out what I just said and say, hey, create for me social post that I should be doing, and it will create for you options that you can then post. And your goal here is that if you think about this in whole, you're going to be starting to be seen on social. They're going to be seeing you out there door knocking and hustling. That speaks volumes to people when they see someone young and ambitious out there working hard. And the key in all of this is you cannot stop after a month of doing it, 2 months of doing it, 3 months of doing it. You have to commit that if you want to dominate this area, you need to be thinking 10 years. You need to be thinking, I am going to put effort into this for years and years and years. So people just end up, when they think real estate, they think of me. There's nobody that knows more about real estate in this area than Brahm. And that will ultimately get you the business. It just won't happen overnight. A last tip I'll give you is partnerships can help you fund a lot of the marketing that you're doing. So the person that you sent the 8 deals to from a lending perspective, a title perspective, an inspection perspective, ask them if they will chip in, give you $50 for that barbecue that Cody mentioned. Ask them if they will chip in and advertise with you on a Facebook ad. Facebook's limited to 15-mile radius, so you're not going to be able to zone in just for that market or that neighborhood, but at least you can be running in the community. And then how do you build reciprocity and partnerships? You need to promote them. If you want to get referrals, be a referrer. So you should be referring these local people that you have right in that area, and you should be going live with them on Instagram, collaborating, posting about them. Here are the top businesses, the arts and crafts store that's local to you guys, whatever it is. And if you do that consistently enough, you will beat the other agents, because we know they're not doing that. We know 99% of them are not doing that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. That opened my perspective. I definitely want to try that cookout thing, see if that works out. That sounds like a fun thing for everybody, you know? So definitely want to try something now.
Yep. Try that. Let us know how it goes. Connect with us on social, man. Let us know how that goes. Go
Definitely.
door knock. Normal conversion of door knocking is usually 1% to 2%. So just keep that in mind. So you might door knock 100 doors. You might get, 8 people that talk to you or so. 4 of them might be interested in an appointment. 1 actually might turn into an appointment, right? And you get a 1% out of 100 doors that you have door knocked. So just don't be discouraged. 1% to 2% is very normal. Normal go off rates for appointments in the industry are around 40%. Normal appointments to actual close is 25%. So that just gives you some metrics of, like, most people just get so discouraged because they go knock 100 doors and they barely get anything. It's like, no, that's every lead source pretty much, except referrals, because the referrals are given to you with automatic trust built in. But every lead source is going to be a 1% to 2% conversion usually.
And an easy way to door knock an area you don't know is do an open house in the area, the door knock 2 days before, and then just telling them about the open house. And then in addition, how that got that is they found out their value of their home, and obviously it made sense of how much money they made. You know how much yours is worth. You might be the same boat as them.
That's a great tip. When you see a listing pop up in your neighborhood, if allowed, you should call that listing agent and see if you can run an open house for them.
Okay.
So right, because a lot of times you're able to do that, especially if it's the same brokerage. That's definite. You can do that. But yeah, you should do that 100%. Other low hanging fruit. Look for the expired listings in your neighborhoods. Look for the FSBOs in your neighborhoods. Those are low hanging fruit. If there's any FSBOs expired listings, obviously be on that right away. Absentee owners would be a third one. These are people that own houses in the neighborhoods that you're talking about, but they don't live there. Those are natural ones to look at. But you could develop a whole plan, but you got to be the expert of this neighborhood and know it inside and out.